Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Wisdom in Truth. Come with me on this journey of purpose to what life really means. What's it all about? All right. Mostly it's about the narrow road that Christ spoke about. So, this video ain't going to get too biblical, so to speak, or scriptural. We're just going to talk in general on what the narrow road is. Okay, the narrow road is love. Love for everything, right? What does that mean? This is what it means. Love for your enemy also, right? So what you have to realize is this, especially if you hold anything dear in this world, right? The narrow road is letting everything go that you know, right? That's a hard thing. It's a hard thing because all we know is what we know in this physical world, right? But what the Father's trying to say to us, the Creator, right? What he's trying to say is, hey, find me, right? That's the narrow road, to find him. All our lives are only in direction to him, right? If you're not in direction to him, seeking him diligently, then you're going the opposite direction. You understand what I'm saying? So you're either going towards the Father, the Creator, or you're going away from the Father and more towards the Creator of this physical world. Okay? So let's look at it like this. In our world today, or in our world in general, because so many philosophers, right? So many scientists, theologians, even the Bible, right? Religions, everyone says everyone pretty much says that all right, let's so like so this is what I'm saying. When it comes to you trying to seek the truth on why we're here, right? You trying to understand what life is, right? You seeking to know your purpose in this life, okay? Seeking it. Not seeking your goals in life, not seeking your education in life, not seeking a good job in life, seeking why you're here in the first place, right? And if you're not seeking that, then maybe you should look in the mirror and ask yourself, why am I not seeking that? Why can I only see my goals? Why can I only see my future that someone tells me or interprets to me is the route I need to be going? Right? That's everybody's position in life, is it not? Did your parents say, hey, I want you to just be a bum, a drug addict, a person? No, they always strive you. Your parents always strive you to be something else, something more than they were in essence. Right? Hey, go to school, get the education. They pin it on you. Get it. Right? Go this way. This is the way you need to go. You need to focus in on school, career, all this stuff, education. What is this going to do for you when all our outcome is death? It's inevitable, right? That's truth. That's right there in your face. In this physical world, we're going to die. It doesn't matter what we collect on the way. All right. And even though we're collecting on the way, doesn't necessarily mean we're going to enjoy what we're collecting, because we could die at a moment's notice. Right? Nothing's promised. You can get by a car, fall ill to a disease, something can fall out the sky, whatever it is. You can trip, hit your head on something instantly. Right? Death is inevitable. Death is knocking at your door. Death. Right? So much so that's why people get suicidal thoughts, because the enemy's trying to make you just off yourself. If he can get you to be so miserable to off yourself, to take your own self out of this equation, he wins. Right? Because this is a narrow road is this. Narrow road is not caring what anyone thinks. Not caring what anyone says. Right? You can't live your life based upon someone else's interpretation, perception, or opinion of how you should live it. Because in essence, in reality, no one truly knows. Right? Look at, like, in ancient times, people used to think it was okay. Okay, it was status pro. Everyone was doing it, killing kids, killing babies, sacrificing things. They thought it was okay. Do you get that? Like, they thought it was okay. So what happens in our world today? It's okay, right? We got to start sacrificing. If we went like the Hebrew Israelite movement, or the Jews, right? The Hebrews, in essence, the ones in Jerusalem, right? If you Google, if you Google, I think, Temple Institute, it'll show you how, like in Revelations, where they said they're going to build a new temple, right? In Jerusalem, they already have everything they need to do it. Okay? So I think it's templeinstitute.com or something, or .org, something. They got everything they need. Everything's in the process. Okay? Everything's in the process. But are they doing something that's right or wrong? But they're trying to bring sacrificing back. Right? The crazy thing is, sacrificing never left. What do we do at McDonald's, Burger King, any restaurant? Don't they sacrifice their animals? What is halal meat? If you live in the hood, if you live in like a section where there's a Muslim presence and they have Muslim restaurants and stuff like that on the corners, what's halal meat? What's truly kosher? These are things they pray over. Why would you have to pray over something? Because you're using it as a sacrifice. Right? Hey, just like the road is this narrow. Right? Even if you picked up the Bible, you read it word for word, right? You're going to get confused because this is a loving God, right? The Father, the creator of everything, the Christ, Jesus came here and said, love. Love is the commandment of all commandments. Love. Love for the creator and love for your neighbor. Love for the creator and love for your neighbor. And that love for your neighbor is as you would love yourself. And as you would love yourself is how you would love the Father. Right? Can we be in agreement that no one chose to be born? Can we come to an agreement that no one chooses to die? Even if someone took their own life, they didn't choose that. It was written. And I know that's hard to grasp onto. Somebody has control over my life? Yes. Just like I just said, you didn't choose to come here, and you're not going to choose to leave this world. So that being said, and then also, and I said this in probably every video I've done, also, if you feel as though you don't need no one and no one controls anything in your life, then are you sewing your own clothes? Are you going out, skinning the animal, making your own stuff? Are you picking the cotton, stringing it up, doing whatever you got to do to put it in a solid form so you can make what you're wearing? Okay? Second, do you go to a supermarket to get your food? Do you go to Burger King, a restaurant, fast food, Outback Steakhouse, whatever? These are people who do these things for you, unless you're doing it for yourself. Did you build your house, your apartment, your condo, your townhouse, your trailer, your shack, whatever you're living in? Did you make the cardboard? If you're a homeless dude, you got some cardboard. Did you make that? The point is, we have more faith in strangers than we do we have more faith in strangers. We have more inquiry in searching out a stranger's life as far as a celebrity than we do the one who created us in the first place. Right? Every civilization has a flood story. So what does that tell you? Right? There's credibility to that. But if you can get that credibility where it backs up the book, the Bible, that people assume is God's word, but God's word is not in a book in this physical world where rust and thieves and everything else destroys and kills and things just automatically, naturally fade away. Even us, we fade away, right? When you die, you cremated, they put you in the grave, your body deteriorates, you turn to ash, you go back into where you were created from, as far as the God of this world that created you. The road is narrow because it's not just in this book. This book isn't narrow. This book isn't narrow at all. This book has a lot of people thinking they know. This book has a lot of people saying, hey, if I judge another person, it's okay, and it's not. This book has a person, or the ones preaching it, anyway, I should say that better. But even though the book is manipulated too, just understand that. The book is manipulated. That's the narrow road. The narrow road is that the Father, the Creator, created everything. Right? And nothing happens without his knowledge. Right? We're in a physical, temporary world. That our purpose is to get our minds right, so to speak. In layman's terms, get your mind right. Understand who you are. Seek the Father, the Creator that brought you here diligently. And how do you do that? He's not in one book. I can tell you that much for sure, 100%. Plus, this is Satan's world. If you only believe in this book, look it up. It says it all over the book that this is Satan's world. Satan, the devil, this is his world. The air we breathe is his. The bodies we have are his. This physical flesh is his. Narrow road. Right? Because half of you that believe in this book are looking at me like I'm crazy right now. It's okay. I know I'm not crazy. I was born this way. Okay, that's why I say I'm here to make everyone my friend. I make these videos in the chance that I might die. Right? What does that mean? Well, if I die, all those that thought I was crazy just because I'm dead just might watch this. My kids, they'll watch this. Right? It'll give at least some truth, and they'll look at it and at least like try to understand it and grasp onto it, because I love everyone, even my enemies, which I don't think I have enemies, really, to tell you the truth. And the only enemy I do have is Satan and his minions, so to speak. Right? My enemy is I'm opposite the world. Right? And I strive to be opposite of the world. If you ask my mama, I've always did opposite stuff. When I talk to people, I say, hey man, I dot my T's and cross my I's. Because the road is narrow. The road is narrow, and we've been deceived since the beginning of mankind. Okay? Understand that. Since the first two people were here. Since Adam was molded into clay. Okay? And what we have is a soul and a spirit. Soul and a spirit. You got a right side of your brain and a left side of your brain. You got a right hand and a left hand. You got a right eye and a left eye. You got a right nostril and a left nostril. You got a right ear, left ear. Right? Scales. Balance. So what is the purpose of this world? What is the purpose of this life that we live now? What is this purpose? It's a narrow road. The narrow road is getting beyond the good and evil, because there's truly not really evil as how we perceive it as evil, right? Evil is everything ignorant of the Father, right? Well, oh man, yo, living. That's why I like to call myself living. But you're saying don't even read the book. How could I get to the Father without reading the book? I'm gonna tell you like this. Like I said, the Father is in everything, and everything is the Father. So how can you get a concept of the Father? By looking at what happens naturally here, right? With trees. So let's say you got an acre of land. You got one big, humongous tree, right? You got grass, you got a couple shrubs, you got a couple other little trees, all sharing the same acreage, right? And here comes the rain, the resource, right? And the resource is hitting the ground, the water is sucking into the roots. What's to say if the tree was a man like we are, like if it was a person, okay, if it was mankind, it was a human being, It'll probably take as much as it can and a little bit more, right? But if that tree did that, then something else would be deprived on that same anchorage, the grass, the bushes, the shrubbery, and the little trees. Something will be deprived of its source or resource to grow, to live, to, its thirst, right? But it's not. So everything shares naturally. It takes what it needs. It doesn't overindulge as mankind does. Narrow road, narrow road, right? When in the flood story, all the civilizations say that everyone was still doing whatever, playing on their phones, playing Xbox, making videos, marrying, doing not even in consciousness or in thought or in meditation on the one that brought us here, or walking with him, so to speak. Right? So, how road can a narrow road be? What I say? How narrow can the road be? That's what I meant to say. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna watch it again because I watch my own videos because I don't know what I'm gonna say until I'm gonna say it sometimes. Like honestly, like I can't even be more honest. Even if I freestyle, if I sit here and talk, when I'm talking to my friends, I say, "Whoa, I just said that. Wow, that makes a lot of sense." I try to be dumb. There's nothing wrong with being dumb, right? Because ultimately, you'll never know the truth, not the whole truth. Because even when you think you know the truth, all of a sudden you're gonna figure out some other truth and like that didn't make sense, right? It's a building process, it's a growing process though to get you to the truth, the narrow road truth, the narrow road truth. Okay, we're all sinners just by this flesh alone, right? And it's almost like any sci-fi movie you watched or any movie where there's like another being and that being is fighting for its life to live, right? Our flesh is doing that, right? But our flesh knows we're just going to die anyway. So our flesh leads us on a lustful pursuit of happiness instead of a spiritual pursuit of happiness, right? You can't depend on anyone in this world, even though you do, by blind stranger faith. But ultimately, you got to figure out who you are, because you are the change. You are the love. You are the happiness, right? If someone makes you feel unloved, then you got to figure that out. Work that out. Like, I'm not perfect. So when I feel a certain type of way in a situation, or I'm feeling negative, I'm having negative thoughts, like maybe I want to strangle a person or something like that, like that's wrong. And I got to check myself. I got to go look in the mirror and check myself. And when I check myself, I ask myself some questions like, hey, man, why'd you feel like that? What in the situation happened to make you feel like that? Right? And then once I recognize what made me feel the way I was feeling, now what can I do not to feel like that? Right? Because if you play the blame game in life, I can't do this because of that, or I can't, it ain't no jobs out, like whatever your blame game is, if you're playing that game, you're putting something else in control of you. It's as simple as that. You're giving something else authority over you. Right? In this book, in other scriptures, it said man comes into the world and the God says, subdue the earth. Right? What are you subduing the earth from? The powers and principalities that you think are more powerful than you. These powers and principalities made us and regretted their decision. That's why they flooded the world to try to kill us all off. That's why they confused everyone's language and just area and geographically when they built the Tower of Babel. Like, the Father isn't the father of confusion. Right? What did the God do at that point with the Tower of Babel? He said, hey, look what these people are doing. Let's go down there and confuse them. Because it was one language, one people. And you know what? There was darker people and lighter people. I guarantee you. There's things in Noah. Noah was bright as the sun in some stories. Like he was bright. So that's why the road is narrow. The road is narrow. I can't remember it off the top of my head word for word, but there's a scripture in the Thomas Gospel from the Nag Hammadis, and it says, once you realize the truth, you're going to be a little happy, but then you're going to get this. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to read it. Bear with me for 1 minute. Because I think it's the first thing anyway. Here's a couple things. This is how narrow the road is. Jesus said, if those who lead you say to you, see, the kingdom is in the sky, then the birds of the sky will precede you. If they say to you, it is in the sea, then the fish will precede you. Rather, the kingdom is inside of you. Does your preacher preach that? Does he? Does what you're holding on to as the faith, is that's what it's saying? Because then you're on the right track. You're on the right track. Okay? It's inside of you and it is outside of you. When you come to know yourself, then you will become known. And when you realize that it is you, it is you who are the sons and daughters of the living Father. But if you will not know yourselves, you dwell in poverty, and it is you who are the poverty. Right? Because you know, in essence and in reality, truth be told, because truth is truth, and truth sharpens truth. So if you're looking for the truth, I'm about to sharpen your truth. Because truth be told, for a man to be rich, that means a man has to be poor. Oh, how is that true? Because the man that's rich is taking more than he needs. And if he's taking more than he needs, that means someone is without. Right? Google it. Figure out how many people are in the world altogether. Total world, total Earth, total world, all our little countries, the total thing. Right? And then ask Google how much money is in the world, and ask Google to do math for you. By how much money is in the world, what does that break down per person in the world? And the answer is going to be like, whoa, mind blowing. Get out of here. Everyone can have that much? Then why are there homeless people? Why are there hungry people? Why are there sick people? Because there's a balance of good and evil in this world, good and bad. There's a balance. And to maintain that balance in this world of duality, this physical world is a world of good and evil. We are in the tree of good and evil. And you walk your life by eating whatever fruit. Good fruit, bad fruit. Good fruit, evil fruit. Right? So you got a choice that you don't need to choose, because we're the ones eating the fruit. Right? Jesus said, you'll know my people, the Father's sons and daughters, by their fruit. Your fruit is your actions. Your fruit is what you do in a situation. That's your fruit. And if you're producing bad or good fruit, that depicts it. Right? So if you're a person that gets easily offended, right, and you lash out because of that offense, then you're producing bad fruit. Because Jesus said, turn the other cheek. It's almost like the saying, sticks and stones can break your bones, but names can never hurt you. So how can you be offended? And then more importantly, if you believe in Jesus, if you believe in the Bible, hey, Jesus was offended, don't you think? Huh? When he flipped over the tables, how can you make my father's house into a den of thieves? When he was looking at Jerusalem before he was crucified, right? He was sitting there and sweating tears of blood, crying, "Oh, poor Israel, oh Israel, oh Jerusalem, if you only could eat of the fruit, if you only could eat of the word of the Father, because that's what we truly live off of, because he gave us that life." Right? From the minute we're born physically into this world, we are deceived. Deceived that we need air to breathe. Deceived that we need food to survive. Deceived. Deceived that we could get sick. Deceived. Mentally deceived. Just like any self-help group or motivational speaker or whatever new diet plan, it's all someone getting rich off of trying to make you believe that something is true. Right? I'll go out on a limb and even say it like this. If you smoke cigarettes, and this is gonna be like you're gonna be like, this dude is crazy, because this is why everyone thinks I'm crazy. But it's like this. This is like truly. This is a mental world we live. This is a mindful world. Mindful world. The camera I'm looking at, the screens I'm looking at, the computer I'm videoing off of is all someone's thought. So it's a mindful world. Someone thought about it and now I have it. Right? Or if I invented something, I thought about it, materialized it in this material world of matter, and boom, made it physical. Okay? But I go on a limb and say this. Well, it's not really a limb. So I'm gonna go with a different way. I'm gonna just talk about chemo, right? And it's sensitive. Listen, I know. About 3 relatives died of chemo. My children's grandfather, rest his soul, chemo. Okay? And I'm gonna base my story pretty much off of him, probably, right? So I seen chemo, right? And it made this man that looked so young. He was like 50-something years old, and he could pass for like early 40s. Okay, good looking guy, hard worker, cared about his family, and took care of everyone. Okay, even his father, his brother, he was a very generous, helping man. Okay, you could tell he was touched. Okay, he got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. Okay, he started doing chemo, because what are you gonna do? When you walk in the doctor's office, they say you got cancer. Hey, in this world of duality, they trying to make money. Google how much it costs for each chemo session. And then let's say marijuana was really a cure to this, right? Was really a cure to this. Why would they hold it back? And this is truth. This is why there's a narrow road. Why would they hold it back? My friends ask me that all the time, because I talk. NASA never landed on anything in space. I'm kind of thinking the world is flat. I think everyone's a liar. Okay, as far as our educators, our professors, our whatever, they're all lying, because they're all making money off of what they say, what they make us perceive. Okay, science is a math equation. O plus E equals the facts. O being observation, E being experimentation, equaling the facts, the truth. This is what it is. So let me tell you something, honestly. Okay? At least we got some religious books that came throughout ancient times. We got all types of stuff written on walls, stuff written on tablets, stuff written on animal skin. We got stuff. Show me something science-wise. Show me something science-wise that say we really were cavemen. Because if you think we were a caveman, then you're tripping out. What sense does that make? We were made in the images of the gods of this world. And you think that we were the wheel? No. Hell no. Hell no. The only way that can stand true is another civilization, another people group, okay, enslaved another people group and held them down, and where they wasn't getting education or they wasn't being able to be free and be who they are. But even within that, The mind is a strong thing. Let me tell you something. The Father's not going to let his people be held down like that. Right? This is what I'm saying. If you seek the Father diligently, the creator of this world, you seek who really is the Christ and what Christ was trying to say and what he was leading us to, then you ain't got to worry about nothing at all. You're pretty much bulletproof. You got the armor of the Father on you. But you got to stay the course. You can't have your foot on one end and on the other. That's why I don't go to church. I'm not knocking anyone that goes to church. Please learn. The Father is just like a story in the Bible, right? Of a general of the Assyrian army, I want to say. But don't quote me on that. It might be a different army. But his name was Naaman. Okay? Right? I'm pretty sure it was Naaman. Okay? There was a Jewish girl that was in the king's, one of the king's servants. And Naaman was hurting. He had leprosy. And she went to the king and said, hey, I know this prophet that talks to the Father. He might could help you out. Okay? So now the king, since he loved his general, he said, hey, man, go over here. Send him with all types of riches and stuff. Okay? The Father told Elijah he was coming. So when he came, his servants knocked on the door. Elijah said, hey, just go dip yourself in the Jordan River 7 times. Right? So he didn't even come out. Hey, what's up? How you? Yeah, let me help you out. He didn't do nothing. He just said, hey, tell him this. Right? And the dude was a little offended by that because he brought all these things. He felt like he was a general, so he was the dude. You know what I mean? Like, people want recognition for being them sometimes, right? So he was a little pissed off. He got a little pissed off that he had to dip himself in this dirty ass Jordan River, as he thought, and he had better rivers where he came from, right? But the good thing, he had some solid dudes on his squad, because then his boys is like, hey, Naaman, come on, man. Like, you just brought all these riches, so no matter what he told you to do, you were willing to do. So what he's telling you to do is dip yourself in this river real quick, right? And then let's see where it goes. And they could have even been fleshly about it. Like, listen, if you don't get healed, we just go kill him. We brought the whole army with us. We got an army with us. We can just go do what we need to do, right? So Naaman swallowed his pride, and he went into the river, right? And he had to take off all his armor. So he had to expose himself to the world. Know yourself. Accept yourself for who the Father made you to be. Accept yourself. So he had to accept himself for who he was. And then he started dipping. And every time he dipped 7 times. Every time he dipped, he got cleaner and cleaner and cleaner. Came out after the last time, looked like a brand new baby. Not young wise. I'm just talking about he had leprosy. So it's like, he was fresh. Fresh skin, fresh everything. Okay, he was done with that. Okay, and after that, he felt a certain type of way. Hear me now, road is narrow. He felt a certain type of way. He goes to Elijah. He goes back to the prophet's house. Hey, man, I can't go back home. Elijah said, what's up? He said, hey, I just seen that the one true living God is real. And I'm the king's right hand, and he holds my hand. I got to hold his hand when we go to pray to their God, Dagon. He's pretty much saying to Elijah, I can't do this with a clear conscience. I can't sit here and praise this statue that can't speak, nor hear, nor touch, nor love me. When your Father, you're the living one, the living creator of everything, hugged me tight, showed me unconditional, forgiving love, had mercy on his soul, healed the leprosy, healed, convicted. I can't go back. I don't know if I can go back, dude. I can't. This is where the real one is. I can't go back to the fake. I can't go back to the fake. And Elijah says to him, hey, Naaman, listen, just go back. The Father already knows. And when it's your time to come to the Father, he will call. So what's that say? Why did I even say that story? Because your life is your life. All right? Your life is your life. Don't feel guilty about nothing because it's not your fault. But make your decision. Make your decision. Don't get erased. Because I think that's me personally though. Maybe you'll find out the same truth when you're seeking this truth. But we just get recycled when we go through a lifespan, we get recycled to go back because we didn't get it. And it's more like maybe everyone's just been doing this. Why? Because now's the time. All the scriptures that came out are for now. The book of Enoch is for now. The Nag Hammadis and the Dead Sea Scrolls that were found is for now. It says it in the books. It's for now's understanding. Right? And it's not just in the book. Trust me, honestly, it's not just in the book. Right? When Jesus told his disciples, go out across the world, across the globe, and bring the word. They didn't walk around with a box full of Bibles. That's not the word that Christ was talking about. The word is in you. Those ears to hear and those eyes to see are not these two. It's the ones inside. It's that spiritual, with them spiritual eyes, with those spiritual ears, with what the Father gave you. Hear what I say, because it's there. That's what the confirmation is. The confirmation is in your spirit. The confirmation is in you. You have to unleash it. And then once you unleash it, your right hand can't know what your left hand's doing because it's going to be centered. It's going to be natural to just bring love to the ones you love and to your enemies. Right? When the Christ told the parable of the stranger, right? When he was talking to the lawyer dude, what is a good Samaritan? Well, I tell you this, here comes the priest, here comes the rabbi walking down the road. There's a guy laying there hurt. Some robbers just beat his ass and took everything he had. Here comes the priest, like, oh my God, I can't go this way. I can't even touch him. I can't be near him. So he doesn't help. Then another one comes, same concept. He can't help because of his worldly obligations, his religious obligations. And here comes this Samaritan. At the time, the hood, in a sense, right? The ones that no one liked. They were mixed breeds. They were half breeds. No one liked them. They were half Jew, half Gentile. They were looked down upon. And he comes, picks the guy up, brings him to an end, and pays his way to bring him back to health. And this is what the Christ used as an example to follow him. And in the example was a good Samaritan, a Samaritan literally that no one liked. No one would even shake his hand as far as the area he was in. The rabbis wouldn't have shook his hand. A Jew wouldn't have shook his hand. He's the half-breed. He's the one we don't want to talk about. Like me, I'm a mixed breed. Right? So on the black side or the white side, they don't want us to be mixed in a sense. Especially if you're not believing in the Father. Right? Narrow road is this. This is the narrow road. Narrow road is acceptance for everything because everything is the Father. So that means every race, creed, color, religion, nation, whatever it is. Everyone's misled. Everyone is deceived. Everyone needs to get inside themselves and realize truth. It's not in Allah. It's not in Buddha. It's not in Hinduism. It's not in Catholicism. It's not in Christianity. Those are religions, no matter if there's a non-denominational or a denominational. You understand? All right, this is what you're saying. You go these churches, Southern Baptist, whatever, right? There's a black church, maybe in the South, maybe not, maybe somewhere. There's a church that's predominantly black that is racist against white people, right? And there's KKK Aryan Nation dudes in a church with this book, opening it, praying, reading from it, saying they understand and follow Jesus. But they're racist against another people group. That don't even make sense. You're believing in one same God. So what kills me is, hey, my God. When people come up, my God says, who's your God? Right? And if you truly believe in a God that created everything, right? Then how can anything be outside of his everything? That's a narrow road. That's a narrow road. Do you see the narrowness of the road now? Huh? Can you? Well, hey, let me ask you this then. Can you see the wide road? The wide road is normal, right? The wide road, it's just easier to think about yourself, right? That's the wide road. The wide road is easier to be selfish. It's easier to do bad things than do good things, right? It's easier to be nasty than nice. And everyone has their situations, their issues that they get into that they're either nasty or nice, right? You ever drove in traffic in California or in New York City, New Jersey, anywhere where there's Washington, D.C., you'd be sitting in traffic over there for like 6 hours to go 30 minutes. Are you cursing people out or are you being nice? Right? When you're driving down the road, someone cuts you off. Are you saying bless that person? Hopefully they get to where they need to be safe. Or are you saying, hey, hey, oh, jerk off? What are you saying? Because that narrow road is blessing that person on their way. Not getting offended by almost. And more importantly, not even just not getting offended by almost, you almost hit me, even not getting offended by when they do hit you. If they hit you. You get in a car accident, you got to forgive that person right away. Boom. Right? The Christ said to Peter, 7 times 70. That's how many times you forgive. That's how many times you forgive. 7 times 70. What's 7 times 7? 490. So, think about that. The road is narrow. Very narrow road. And it's narrow for a reason. Everyone's not going to make it. Why? Because they don't want to realize that truth. They want what this world, this physical world, has to offer. 401k, health plan. Listen, the Father has a health plan. No more sickness. No more death. No more hunger. No more thirst. He has a cure for everything you think you need because he already knows what you need. Right? Christ said it. Do the birds of the air, do the animals of the earth, do the fish of the sea, do the insects, does anything worry about where it's going to eat, where it's going to sleep, and what's going to cover them in bad weather? Do it? You're going to be like, yeah, they do. No, they don't. People make it seem that way. How much money do you think all those animal activists make? I don't make no. Yeah, the little guys don't make no money. But listen, this is the deception. Everything is the same. Everything is about profit. Look into the Salvation Army or any other thing that people may donate to, and really get in. It's got to be a public record on how much they make, what goes to the organization, and what really goes out to be distributed amongst the things that they're supporting. Right? It's a sad thing that we live in America and our soldiers go broke and homeless while they're over fighting for our country. They come back to nothing. That I got to watch commercials that say help the vets. There's one thing the government should take care of is that. It's a narrow road. They don't care. We're all expendable. We're all replaceable. We're only energy sources to them. We keep the ball rolling, so to speak. We keep the earth rotating. We're the motion. The Father isn't, you have to do it today. If you don't do it today, their price goes up. That makes no sense. No sense. Walk away from that situation. You got a deal like that, walk away. Narrow road, walk away, because that's usually a situation where you're going to get screwed in the end, because that's what it's about. It's about profit. And if you look at yourself in the mirror, you've been like this too. Maybe not in this, maybe not in that, but there's something. You're addicted to something in life, in this physical world. You're addicted to something, be it drugs, gambling, watching a TV show, binge watching, whatever. There's something that is your vice. There's something that you like. And this is how you know what it is. When someone annoys you when you're trying to do it. And then there's something else to realize in that. Why are you even annoyed? Why do you have to be stereotypical over any people group? Why do you gotta? Hey, if you gotta, how can you tell someone else that they're doing something wrong when you don't even have it right? I promise you, once you realize truth, you realize no one knows the truth. No one. Can you get to know the truth? Yes, but you gotta forget everything you know. Even Jesus. You gotta eliminate all of what you think you know and start fresh, questioning everything. And even still, once you start getting this truth, you still realize you don't know the truth. And I mean the truth on things that you think are important. Do we really have planets? Is there life on other planets? Are there UFOs? Like, these things are irrelevant. These things are here to confuse you. Have you searching, looking up to the sky for something? Hey, ask a preacher, where's Jesus coming from? Where's Jesus coming from when he comes back? Now, if they say, hey, Jesus never left and he's already inside of you, awesome. Awesome. He's got some truth that he's preaching. But if he says, hey, Jesus is coming from the clouds like Revelation says, you got to wipe him out. And not wipe him out like that. You got to just disregard, wipe your feet off on his mat. Because he's trying to lead you in a different direction and he probably don't understand himself. Now, you got to understand, the devil is slick with it. Him and his boys are slick. And when I say slick, no, on the highest level in mankind, they might not even know what they're doing. They think they're doing their own agenda. That's what I'm saying. Powers and principalities. People think they're doing their own agenda, not even realizing. There's a quick story as I end this. There's a lady used to pray all the time, right? She had a neighbor that was like a Satanist. So he used to always make fun of her and mock her all the time. So one day he overheard her praying that she needed groceries and she needed this. Okay, he thought it would be funny to go out and buy the groceries she needed and see her reaction when he put them on the porch. Okay, so he did just that. He went, bought a whole bunch of groceries, put it on the porch, rang the bell, ran away. Went to his little spot so he could watch and laugh and mock. She comes to the door, sees it. Oh my God, God bless you. Father, thank you for providing me. Thank you for providing me with what I needed. And then he jumps out. Ha! I did that. I bought those things. So much for your God providing. And then she goes to pray again. Father, thank you. I knew you were powerful. I knew you were so powerful that the Satan brought me my groceries. Okay? Get that. Once you get that story, you realize truth. There's no real such thing as good and evil. It's only ignorance in the Father. Ignorance of the Father. Ignorance of who you are. And the powers and principalities in this world is trying to keep you held down by suicidal thoughts, by envious thoughts, by lack of love, by conditions in love, by compromising with the world. Every religion has some portion of the truth. But no one has this whole truth and nothing but the truth. That's something you get confirmed on inside yourself. So when you get to the point in any topic that you don't ask yourself any more questions and you really don't have no more doubts, then you might have found truth right there. Other than that, you didn't find it. If you didn't launch yourself up in your own spaceship and look at space for yourself, you didn't find it if you're watching videos from NASA, if you're watching videos from Elon Musk. And if you watch those videos, some things don't even look right in the first place. Like, that's what there's a video out there, and you can look it up if you want, if you're into the space stuff. There's a video of the space station, and there's a guy giving a tour. And in his tour, he's got his little iPad showing you the outside as he's inside. He gets to a point where he says, hey, we're right here, and he's confused, and says it out loud. He says it out loud. This isn't on the picture for some reason. Okay, it wasn't a new addition. It was originally there, but it wasn't in the picture. I was watching a high altitude balloon video, and all of a sudden the space station goes right under it. And the balloon was only 115,000 feet in the air, or miles, or whatever they registered at. Like, things aren't what you think they are. Okay, sometimes you see the moon really small and sometimes really big. Even though it's irrelevant, because one day you'll realize that truth. The Father will bring you into that wisdom and stuff like that. But now is not the time. Now it's more about getting yourself right mentally. Is this the life in this world you want to live every day? Do you feel honored and proud that you're above someone else? Because quite honestly, no matter how high you get, no matter if you're a CEO, owner, whatever, those little people, the people you may take advantage of, the people you don't pay right, they're the energy of that's the fuel to your money. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it unless you're doing your own thing. Unless you're driving the forklifts, pulling the product, selling. If you're just a CEO sitting in a chair making decisions, then those people that you're making decisions about and making your decisions go into action are the true people that are holding you. Those are the only reason you're rich. Those are the only reason you have a successful company. Is by the employees you hire that you may mistreat or not. And when I say mistreat, I mean the pay they pay. Some business owners and some CEOs and people that are up here don't realize that everyone needs money too. Everyone's not living the life they're living. But I guess they're so special, they're in a different class of people that they don't care about the underclass of people. And that's a narrow road. Realizing that is a narrow road in truth. Love, peace, and freedom to all of you. I was trying to make this a short video, but then I just got in my little groove of things. Hey, anything you want to talk to me about, you can message me. You could, whatever. I'm here. I'm here. All right, I'm going to try to do a video every day. I'm going to try to do something little musical so to give it more light, me not talking so much. But it's still, listen to the lyrics of my songs. Listen to the lyrics. These are songs I wrote years ago, too. These are things that have been in my mind every day. And it's crazy because these are the only songs I remember in my head. I got other songs, too, but I don't remember those songs. Those are more physical, worldly songs. Right? I got the songs I want to bring is just about truth. Because I feel like I have the cure to death. Oh, and just to end the story, because I know people, hey, he was talking about chemo. This is what I'm saying about chemo. Chemo is something that kills you with hopes. This is what doctors do with hopes. That your immune system kicks in and brings you back to life once the cancer is destroyed. But there's only like a 2% chance it will even work. 2%. 2%. The Father's 100%. Heal. Boom. 100%. 100%. Not 2%. Right? And they'll argue, oh, well, it's 38% okay for this. Yeah, it's 38% for like testicular cancer or something like that. And then it's like another like 40-something% for something else. Or it's almost like looking at welfare. When you think welfare, when people mention welfare, when people mention people being assisted by government that we're paying taxes for, who do you think that people group is? And be honest. Because most of the time people think it's the black population and the Hispanic population. But 85% of that, 85% is white man. So think about that when you're talking shit about the underprivileged and the people sucking off the system. All right, it's a system. First of all, this is truth. It's a system that meant to be sucked on. Because if it was truly a system to better mankind, then mankind would be better, but it's not. Just like crime and cops. If there's no crime, there's no jobs for cops. If people realize we don't need cops because we can all be mature enough to love each other, that we don't need this. That's why they create a need for the job. They create a need for the job. You look at most of the things that are ran in this world, most of the profitable things in this world is off of someone else's downfall. Flipping houses. That's a simple one. Everyone knows about flipping houses, right? You buy a house, you fix it up, you sell it. How do you think that you get that house so cheap? Because someone was foreclosed on. Someone couldn't make their payments. Oh, well, that's not my problem. You're right. It's not your problem. But in essence, it is your problem. Because you are the solution to the problem. Just like I'm the solution to the problem. The world has brought us to a point where Even though we're the power, right? We're supposed to be the votes for politicians. We're supposed to be the votes for laws. We're supposed to be the votes for taxes and things like that of that nature, right? We're supposed to. The people are the people. The people are the voice, and we elect these people to be our voice. So they make us think. But even though they're deceiving us and make us think that, we are truly the voice. So what do you do to conquer a voice like that? What do you do to conquer a system like that? Stop fucking voting. Sorry for the curse word. Stop voting. Right? Ultimately, stop paying your bills. What are you going to do? Kick everyone out in the world? How are they going to flip houses then? Like that's why we're an energy source. Like, get what I'm saying. Don't look at it like, oh, this dude is crazy. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying, and then question it yourself. Question it yourself. Question it yourself. Like, really, if everyone in the world, in America, let's just say in New Jersey, in New York, if everyone stopped paying their bills, what would they do? Everyone collectively, though. See, that's the problem with anything. You get mistreated at work, only one person says something. Everyone else is like, oh no, I need my job. Because that's the mind state that got you in. You need your job. But in reality, truth be told, they need you. Without you, there is no job to be done. Anybody work for a boss that will not get off his lazy ass to help you? They need someone to do the work. They need someone to do the work. And most people in life that set goals and stuff to be like an entrepreneur and stuff like that, they want to hire people to do the work. I'm just being real. Truth is truth. And it's a narrow road. Narrow road to truth. Love, peace, and freedom. Always. I love all my brothers and sisters out there. I love my son, my daughter, my other son. Okay, they're my brothers too. My daughter's my sister. Okay, we're all in these flesh suits. We all in this prison, and we got to break out this prison because we're truly inside. Right? The flesh is your enemy. You are your own enemy. You are your own enemy. Your flesh doesn't get to leave this place, but you do. Keep that in mind. You do. Your consciousness, who you truly are. Right? Bring that spirit and that soul together. Thinking all in one direction. Narrow road. Narrow. Like I said, love, peace, and freedom always. Love you guys.